Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Annabelle Sedano. A big announcement from federal authorities today about the Rollin 60's neighborhood Crips gang in South LA. Detectives have arrested multiple people, but they're still looking for others. NBC4's Alex Rosier joins us live from downtown LA with the latest. Alex.
Annabelle, yes, the feds have arrested a number of people, accused Rollin 60's gang members who they say are connected to this crime ring. But today they talked a whole lot about one man who they say is a longtime leader of the Rollin 60's gang, a man they are still looking for right now, Eugene Henley Jr. Federal prosecutors say Eugene Henley Jr. is a longtime leader of the Rollin 60's Crips gang. But in recent years, he's worked in entertainment and run a youth charity that the acting U.S. attorney now says was a front for his criminal enterprise.
He has maintained the image of an entertainment industry entrepreneur running a music label and of somebody who gives back to the community here in Los Angeles. The facts alleged in the complaint paint a very different picture. It is one of a murderer, a thief, a liar.
Henley Jr. is now a fugitive. The feds say he committed a series of racketeering crimes, including extortion, human trafficking, fraud, and the 2021 murder of an aspiring rapper.
Mr. Henley engaged in a murder of a musician signed to his label in 2021 and dumped the victim's body in Las Vegas off of the I-15 freeway.
And investigators say he committed crimes while running his charity Developing Options. The nonprofit, seen here on its website, works with groups like the Crenshaw Rams youth football team and brands itself as a group that gives underprivileged kids options beyond gang violence. And now he's accused of taking money meant for that group.
Mr. Henley is accused of embezzling donations made by celebrities, professional athletes, and
the criminal complaint says since about 2015, Developing Options has received millions of dollars from the city of LA's GRID program. From that, the court documents say Henley has drawn hundreds of thousands of dollars for his salary.
That on the one hand, he's, Mr. Charity, and on the other hand, he's engaging in all this criminal conduct.
Today, the FBI also arrested several other accused Rollin 60's gang members they say are tied to this crime ring.
4 of the 19 defendants were already in custody, and 10 defendants were taken into custody in the last 24 hours. During this investigation, we recovered 49 weapons, 5 pounds of methamphetamines, 10,000 fentanyl pills, and large amounts of cash.
The FBI said the Rollin 60's gang is among the largest in the country, and now they are searching for who they say is one of the gang's longtime leaders, Eugene Henley Jr. If convicted of the federal racketeering charges, Henley Jr. faces a potential 20-year prison sentence. But again, he's a fugitive on the run right now. You're asked to contact the FBI if you know about his whereabouts. Reporting live, I'm Alex Rosier, NBC4 News.
I just want to start off by saying none of this is new information for anybody in LA. Nobody in LA is surprised by this happening. Nobody is like a gasp. Oh my God, Big U got taken down and he was, extorting people and all that stuff. These things have been known about this guy for a very long time. And, if you grew up where we grew up, you pretty much know that, even if you from a hood business is hood business. And if it's not your hood, you stay out of that business. Because you getting in that business might make, it might force your hood to get involved in that business. But nobody who's in LA didn't know this. And Harlem made, you already hear, Whack was behind all this. And man, this ain't got nothing to do with Whack. I'm telling you, Whack is not even like the coolest dude. I don't really like him like that. But when I tell you this don't got nothing to do with Whack, this has nothing to do with Whack. When I was young and I was in the hood, OG told me straight up, he said, bro, these niggas, these cops, these feds, they know more than you think they know from who you know. Do you guys understand that for a long time, the whole Nipsey Hussle situation with his death. You guys know a lot of people believe that Big U was responsible for that. And it's not just a belief because, you know, even I heard from dudes who are from 60s, OGs, you know, and everyone knew, everyone knows. There's nothing that WAC 100 could have told that the feds didn't already know, that they probably didn't already hear from somebody that's from Bros Hood. I just want to put that out there. All this, I know what we do. We play the blame game. This person told, and that person told. Brick Baby went. Like, I don't know if y'all know, but the dude who killed Nipsey is Brick Baby's little homie. I don't know if y'all know that, if you're not from LA. The dude who killed Nipsey Hussle is literally Brick Baby's little homie. Directly under him. Shitty, yeah. A lot of people don't even know that. But when you're in LA, it's kind of like on some quiet as kept type shit. Like, look, what can I do about it? You know what I'm saying? I go out and say this and say that. I'm not close to that situation. I can't really speak with a certainty. And the dudes who can, you know, a lot of them is either already talking to the feds or they so scared of Eugene that they not going to say nothing. I mean, bro he was extorting people. And what I heard was he was trying to extort Nipsey. Like, y'all heard about all the situation with him and Nipsey getting in a fight in the backyard, bro, knocking Nipsey out and shit. I don't know if y'all heard that if y'all not from Cali. That shit happened. Like, I know dudes who was there when, like, niggas who used to be working out with Nipsey and all that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's dudes who be in Long Beach. They from 60s. They know all this history. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, it be your own people, man. It be your own people. We got the whole LA and half of America. They over here talking about, oh, Adam 22, and he's a vulture, and he's this, and he's that. Adam 22 is not a vulture. The vulture is the damn nigga standing next to you who you're calling OG and big homie. Because bro touching M's and you don't even know. But if you ever touch an M, best believe he gonna come asking for some pay. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this dude had young kids, young boys crashing out while his son is going to college at Nevada University of Nevada. Then I think he transferred to Washington. And then his son went to the NFL and got signed to the San Diego Chargers. You get to gangbang and get extorted by Big U. His son get to go realize all his dreams and make millions of dollars in the National Football League. You catching bodies, you exploding faces. Bro pushing you towards that. Hell yeah, Big U. I don't know if he's still in there, but bro got drafted in 2023. Y'all didn't know that? Y'all didn't know that? This dude's son in the NFL. So why bro trying to extort Nipsey, allegedly doing other stuff they say he did to his other artists, right? Bro's son living his dreams. You know what I'm saying? Bro's son is living his dream. And that's the way it always is. They'll never let their kids be exposed to the shit that they're trying to impose upon other people's children. But none of this stuff is new information. It's just now coming out because the feds then got a hold to it and they indicted bro on a RICO. I mean, all of it's alleged. He's innocent until proven guilty. But I'm telling y'all, it's like, that's why y'all see me. I don't have a lot of respect for dudes who are older trying to gangbang. I feel like an old man, a dude over 30 trying to gangbang is nothing more than a manipulator. That's what I feel. That's why you see me, I kind of left that shit behind. Because it's like, bro, what are you doing as a 45-year-old OG? Let's be real. Unless I see your money and know exactly where you're working, like the OG dudes from my hood, they work. They work for the city of Long Beach. They work for the water department. You know what I'm saying? They supervisors and stuff working for the city. I can see where their money comes from. You can give me advice. They making $150,000, $200,000 a year. They buying homes in the city where they grew up. They inviting the homies over. Hey, come over. We gonna have a barbecue. Me, I'll tell you this. I ain't from Insane, that's for sure. But anyway, so I see that, right? And I promise you, if they weren't like that, I couldn't have respect for them. I could be cool with them, but there ain't no way I'm gonna let them give me any advice. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing is everybody wants to pin this stuff on Whack 100 and da-da-da-da. Big, you've been doing this shit since before there was ever a no jumper. Y'all think Whack 100 is the reason why, this all came from? You crazy as hell. We love blaming the person who's the low-hanging fruit. But how about instead of worrying about who told or who's responsible for snitching, why don't we focus on the fact that we got straight predators in our community? Why don't we focus on the fact that we lost one of the LA greats because some dude was jealous of him? Why don't we focus on that? And why don't we focus on the fact that the same white man who everybody calling racist and he hate me, he has to get the cancer out of your community, not because you can't, but because you don't want to. Let's focus on the problem, Reginald Kelly. Right, 100%. Let's focus on that. But nah, we gonna worry about who told. If you worried about who told, you telling me that you mad that the person got caught. If you worried about who told, that you telling me that you worried, that you wish that the cancer was allowed to remain in the community. Oh, this dude's extorting people. I bet you he wasn't extorting no Mexicans. I bet you he wasn't extorting no Asians, not in LA. So who you think he was extorting? In the indictment paperwork, it say he was extorting dudes who own dispensaries. I don't know if y'all know, but many of the dispensaries in LA are owned by African American people. Bro legitimately was extorting his own people. Who told? I don't give a fuck who told. I want to know if this fool killed Nipsey or not, or had Nipsey killed. And it don't say that in an indictment, but I know it's going to come out sooner or later. Because now that bro is in jail, looking at football numbers, all types of stuff is about to start coming out. All types of stuff about to start getting exposed. It's crazy. Now, we have the paperwork. We have everything that they're accusing Big U of. We have all of it. But that shit's long. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a lot. It's like 107 pages. We ain't going through 107 pages. I'm sorry. We not doing that. But we definitely have the paperwork. I looked over the most important parts, the parts I felt were important. But we have a summary. Here goes the paper. Can you see that? I'm trying to get y'all a good angle. So basically, here go the indictment. This the court filing right here. That light is creating a glare. But there goes the court filing right there. It's backwards. It's backwards. And I don't know how to do the mirror my screen thing. But we got the whole situation. But I'm gonna read from a summary. Yeah, it's a RICO, bro. It's a RICO. It's a RICO. I mean, but damn, the shit they saying he did, that fall right under a RICO. Not the bullshit version of a RICO that they tried to get Donald Trump and Young Thug on. This a real RICO. This is mafia type shit. This is mob ties type shit that they was doing. Because they're saying that Big U's criminal enterprise was called, they're saying it was something separate from the Rolling 60 Crip gang. They're not even associating Rolling 60s with this, other than he was an OG from Rolling 60s. They're saying this was a separate entity that operated as like an organized crime syndicate in LA. But if you know anything about black folks in LA, they can't prey on other groups. So they have to just prey on each other. To me, that's what really makes it disgusting. The fact that you know that these dudes, because black people are so damn powerless in LA, you just know these dudes weren't doing anything but preying on their own people. That part really, it aggravates me. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I got it right here. Oh yeah, let me share this with y'all. That's the part that aggravates me. And what makes it worse is, you know, you have a lot of people who you know, I'm not saying they could have done anything about it, but they could have said something, and maybe they did. But a lot of people just sit by quietly as dudes prey on the community. They get rid of people, allegedly, who are trying to do something for the community, like Nipsey. And then when it's their turn, they get rid of this person, but they don't imitate or do anything that the person was doing. So it just becomes a waste, right? Bro was touching M's. Bro didn't do nothing Nipsey did. Didn't even try. Didn't say, you know what, bro? Bro's gone. Let's keep bro's businesses open. Let's work to keep bro's vector workspace open. None of that. That got left up to the family. Right here. United States District Court, Eugene Henley Jr., Sylvester Robinson, Mark Martin, Tremaine Ashley Williams, Armani Afaleji, Frederick Blayton, and Tiffany Shanrika Hines. These are the people. But basically, it tells you everything. This tells you like everything he's accused of is itemized. They searched his person, property, and premises. They seized several items. The summary of the probable cause. It was called Big U Enterprise, the criminal organization. They talked about them making people check in, right? How Big U Enterprises responded to failures to check in. Then there's supposedly legitimate businesses and charities used by the Big U Enterprise. You know, and when you know somebody's doing something legitimate, they ain't trying to run no bullshit charity. Nipsey was doing his thing, bro. He wasn't like, I need y'all to give me money. Bro was like, I'm gonna go out and grind and get the money. And I'm gonna build in an entrepreneurial way. But that's kind of how you know his daddy was an African, because bro was like trying to build something. The African Americans, for the most part, we just trying to see who we can get to give us something. It's crazy. Oh man, they got so much wiretaps. These dudes aren't sophisticated criminals, bro. Let's be real. But out of everything that's happening, beyond the check-ins and stuff, the biggest thing is this murder that took place. And that's found on page 33. So let's go to page 33. And we could talk about this murder of a rapper who was signed to Big U's record label, Unique Records, right? Y'all do know that Nipsey Hussle was at one point managed by Big U. And there was a big stink because Nipsey left Big U's management team or company. I mean, when you look at what Big U did to this artist, right? You really can understand. You really can understand. It really makes you wonder about the situation with Nipsey. It really makes you wonder about what happened with Nipsey, you know. But what happened with Nipsey, from what I've read, seems to be right in this guy's playbook. So this is a better, more concise version of the events to read. Longtime Rolling 60s Crip leader and show business entrepreneur charged in federal complaint alleging racketeering crimes. There's another dude who be on Instagram. Bro been exposing Big U for a minute. Bro be, I think he's on Instagram or Facebook. Big light-skinned dude with a beard. Bro been exposing Big U for a minute. And do you know when you would look in bro's comments, it would be people just criticizing him. Oh, that's the dude's name, 600? Okay, yeah. Okay, that dude. Yeah, Brick Baby got arrested too. Yeah, homies, cuz. He got arrested too. Yeah. 600. And I looked at a couple of bro's videos, and I always look at the comments to see how the community is receiving the allegations, because at this point, that's all they are. Why do we attack people who try to defend their community? I got a homie who commented on it like, oh, cuz, who is you, the feds now? I said, no, I commented on it. I said, no, he's a man doing what a man does, which is defend his community. I'm sorry, bro. I couldn't be living in LA knowing what was going on with this dude extorting people, black people, and looking around and we surrounded by Hispanics. Like, bro, you gonna prey on our people while we already fighting an uphill battle to keep from getting erased out of this city? It just doesn't strike me as right. It's wrong to do that. It's wrong to do. And then on top of that, you're doing it, but what are you investing back into the hood? That's the part that kills me. What are you investing back into the hood? Everybody and their mama talk about getting money and touching M's and all that. What was bro investing back into his community? Nothing. Nothing at all. And that's what happened. The selfish people who will give nothing to their community, always trying to erase people who are crazy enough to believe that just maybe black folks can come up. Oh, they don't mess with other races. You know that. We lost Nipsey. We lost Nipsey's multi-million-dollar real estate right across the street from the what was going to be the SoFi Center and the Intuit Dome. We lost Nipsey's Marathon clothing store that was creating black jobs right in the heart of Crenshaw, Hyde Park District. We lost Nipsey's Vector Workspace. We lost a black investor who took the money he made that he didn't allow Big U to extort him for, and he invested it right back into his community. From the information we getting from this dude, from the news, bro was touching M's. Bro was touching M's. How much of that money did he invest back in the community? That's my question. 18 other Rolling 60s members associated in total, charged federally. That's crazy. Eugene Henley Jr., 58, aka Big U of the Hyde Park neighborhood of South Los Angeles, is charged in the complaint with conspiracy to violate the racketeer influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. 2 other alleged members of the criminal enterprise, Sylvester Robinson, 59, aka Vay of Northridge, and Mark Martin, 50, aka Bear Claw of Beverlywood area of Los Angeles, were arrested today on the same criminal complaint in which Henley is charged. Robinson and Martin are expected to make their initial appearances this afternoon in United States District Court, downtown Los Angeles. Henley is considered a fugitive, but they just caught him. They just apprehended, bro. So they're saying the lead defendant and others in this case have for too long gotten away with violent acts and stealing money from taxpayers and well-intentioned donors, whether they use intimidation tactics or wield influence as purportedly rehabilitated original gangsters, aka said Akil Davis, the assistant director in charge of the FBI's Los Angeles field office. The FBI and our partners have worked for 4 years to bring justice in this case and will continue to root out this kind of criminal behavior plaguing the streets of Los Angeles. In total, law enforcement in the last 24 hours arrested 10 Rolling 60's members and associates who are charged with various federal crimes, including drug trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and firearms offenses. 4 defendants already were in custody. Law enforcement is seeking the whereabouts of 5 other defendants, 3 of whom are expected to be in custody shortly. 2 defendants, including Henley, are considered fugitives. According to an affidavit filed with the criminal complaint Monday and unsealed today, from 2010 to the present, Henley's criminal group, identified in court documents as the Big U Enterprise, operated as a mafia-like organization that utilized Henley's stature and long-standing association with the Rolling 60's and other street gangs to intimidate businesses and individuals in Los Angeles. Henley is widely regarded as a leader within the Rolling 60's and rose to prominence in the street gang during the 1980s. Right? This is the one that has everybody going crazy, because the extortion, racketeering and stuff, you could do like 5 years for that, 5-10 years for that. But this is the one where they're saying this guy could be doing major numbers off of it, where it could go past 20 on a RICO violation. It says in January 2021, now this is alleged. This is alleged. It's not a fact, but this is what they're saying happened. In January 2021, Henley murdered a victim identified in the affidavit as RW. I don't know what rapper that is, but they identify him as RW in the paperwork. An aspiring musician signed to Unique Music, Henley and Martin's music label. Shortly after RW's murder, Henley and Unique Music paid for RW. Shortly before RW's murder, Henley and Unique Music paid for RW to travel to Las Vegas to record music at a Grammy Award-winning music producer's studio. But RW did not record at the agreed upon rate, and instead recorded a defamatory song about Henley, causing Henley and Robinson to travel to Las Vegas to confront him. Henley allegedly drove RW to North Las Vegas, shot him in the head, and dragged the victim's body off Interstate 15 into the desert and left it in a ditch. Henley returned to Los Angeles with Robinson and ordered studio workers to leave while his associate removed security surveillance footage from the studio. Henley allegedly later ordered witnesses to not speak with law enforcement about RW's murder. So that's the one that they're thinking is going to be the nail in the coffin for this dude. And the guy 600 had just came out and said that they found under the dude who, I guess, under the dude who was murdered. They said that they no, there's another kid who got murdered, I believe, or I don't know if this is the same guy. But apparently they're saying like Big U had like adopted some kid and ended up like killing the guy. He was like a teenager. And 600 was saying that they found Big U's DNA under the guy's fingernails. That's allegedly. KP is in the building. Hey, bro, it looked like 600 might have been on to something, bro. I remember you was getting on, bro. He might have been on to something. So it's the same guy. Okay, cool. So they're saying that they found bro's DNA under bro fingernails. I mean, guys, these guys are not the most sophisticated criminals. They're not gonna hatch a major scheme. They stick to what they know. You're big, dudes are scared of you, you're willing to kill, you got little cronies who will kill for you. People know that. Things travel by word of mouth. People basically know if they see you coming, whatever you ask for, they better give it to you, or they're going to be pushing up daisies. It's an age-old story. That is a story as old as the world is, about the guy from a neighborhood becoming the bully predator in the neighborhood and getting rich off of it. That's exactly what the mob did. But my thing is like, bro, when you had somebody like Nipsey, bro, you had a way out. Maybe if you even was doing that, okay. But you had a way out. And if bro's responsible for Nipsey's death, bro killed the meal ticket. He killed the best thing to come up out of that freaking crap neighborhood. Not saying the hood is crap, but it's just a fucked up area. That's all I'm saying. It's a shitty area. But you killed the best thing to come up out of there. If he had anything to do with that, right? Guys, next I'm going to upgrade my camera. Y'all already got me spending money to get y'all the best audio and the best visual. But that the crabs in the barrel shit is true. True. But I'll tell you one thing. The people who you think are the crabs holding you down, that's not, those are not, it's never the people you think. You think it's your neighbor hating on you. You think it's one of your family members hating on you. No. Make money and stay in the hood. You will meet people you never even knew existed coming to you trying to extort you. And then we get on people, as soon as they get some money, they move out the hood. You think people who are rich wouldn't love to live in the hood among their family members and everything else, like white folks in every other race? And have the biggest house on the block they grew up on? Of course they would. Of course they would. But you can't do it when you got Big U coming knocking at your door. Hey, homie, you forgot to check in. There's so much nuance to every dynamic that exists in the black community that just gets ignored. It gets swept under the rug. There's so much nuance to being black in this country that nobody ever wants to visit. Nobody ever wants to discuss. Do y'all realize that for years people thought Big U was like the number one advocate for Nipsey? That was like his big homie. It was like a romance. It was like a hood bromance. Like, yeah, man, Nipsey got real homies, real people vouching for him. And to think that the same people could be responsible for his death, and I want to say are responsible for it, but I can't say it for a fact. It's alleged. And is it crazy that for years a bunch of people knew, but no one ever said anything? Or maybe they were talking, but we just didn't know. I'm telling y'all straight up, this is a true story. I was at the barbershop 2 weeks ago. Dude came up to me and was like, hey, bro, you be on No Jumper, huh? I was like, yeah, older dude. He was like, yeah, man, I want to make a documentary. I'm making a documentary. I'm not going to go into too much about it. I want you to be on it. I said, yeah, man, I'm down to do it. Bro said, man, why Brick Baby act like he got a problem with you? Because Brick Baby was like, I don't like Brandon. I said, I don't know. And frankly, I don't give a fuck. That dude told me out of his own mouth. He said, bro, I'm an OG from 60's. And I'm going to tell you straight up, them dudes took out Nipsey. I said, bro, I mean, a lot of people say that. I'm like, I'm not going to say that shit because I don't know. Bro gave me a whole story. Bro gave me a whole story that I can't really tell on here because I don't want nobody to know who the dude is. Bro gave me a whole story with timeline as I'm sitting there waiting to get my hair cut. I said, damn, that's crazy. He said, bro, yeah. He was like, I'm from there, and I'm going to tell you, we be killing our own homies. I said, damn, that's crazy. It's just sad to think about that. That shit bothers me. You know what I'm saying? I was someone who really looked at Nipsey, because me and Nipsey Hussle are the same age. You know what I'm saying? He would have been 39 this year like me if he would have been 40 this year. Bro was born in August. He's the same age as me. I think Nipsey was born in August. Let me not be up here, miss. I think he was born in August. Because bro is yeah, bro was born on August 15, 1985. I was born on July 25th. We both Leos. We the same sign and the same age. So it was like somebody who, like, when he was doing everything that he was doing, I was kind of looking at him like, damn, man, this is what we have the potential to do. And bro is right. He's my age mate. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I kind of had like a little connection with bro. And I see why. Like, same sign, same age, growing up in the same environment. Not really. Long Beach is a little different from LA, but very similar because dudes be killing their own homies out here too. But I kind of felt a connection with bro. And so when I heard about the shit where they was like, Big U was trying to extort, this before he even died. When I heard about the shit that like Big U was trying to extort him and all this stuff, allegedly, it resonated with me. Because I was like, damn, man, it's just like these old niggas where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Niggas trying to hit you up for money, acting like you owe them something. And I remember when I first started my channel, people used to be like, man, why you always doing ageism? Why you be hating on older dudes? If you understand that the older dudes in our community are treacherous as hell, you would understand why a lot of us got like a chip on our shoulder against these dudes. Why is somebody who's 58 damn years old now, Nipsey wouldn't even been 40, why is somebody 18 years older than you trying to plot on you and conspire on you because they mad because you doing good? Somebody who you used to look up to. Why? Why is it like that? Why is it that way? I see a young dude doing good. I'm happy for him. Man, hey, just let me know if it's anything I could do to help you. What is it about that generation that makes them so hateful, jealous, and vindictive when it comes to the generation that came after them? I don't understand it. That dude is old enough to be Nipsey daddy. Bro, the same age as my mom. But bro, hating on bro to the point where allegedly he was willing to do something. But bro was basically running like a mafia-like organization in South Central. It bothers me because I know that the only people that these dudes have the ability to prey on are other black people. Reginald said, big useless. And then they do it under the guise of charity, which really pisses me off. And then we quick to say, oh man, these celebrities and shit, they'll never give back to the hood. No, they do. They do. They do. They give it to the people who they think they can trust. to get the money and the resources back to the hood. And it never makes it. It never makes it. You see what was happening? Bro was taking the money that they was giving to the charity, and bro was embezzling hundreds of thousands of dollars out of the money into his own bank account, talking about for his salary. People are doing a lot of things that you don't think they're doing. People are doing a lot of things that you don't think they're doing. But you never know they're doing it because there's always some asshole standing in the middle, stealing, trying to take everything he can. And 9 times out of 10, he looked just like you. Why they got your goofy ass blaming a white man and looking at other groups who couldn't care less what you're doing. They the ones getting over on your ass, hand over fist. Cleaning you out. And you worried about the next group of people. They ain't the people you need to be worried about. The big homie, that's the one you need to be worried about. Y'all was so busy worried about Adam at No Jumper. He's a culture vulture and all this stupid shit. Y'all not even looking at the real predators right amongst you. The black community as a whole has more than enough money to make a change in our community. But unfortunately, we don't keep our money amongst ourselves. Well, hell, how can you? The minute you get any significant amount of money, Big U and them boys gonna come and yeah, you gotta pay up. It makes me understand. As I get older, I learn. As I get older, I learn. I learn. And I understand. I understand a lot of the reasons why people did things that we criticize them for. You got to check in. If these dudes are preying on people coming from out of state, what do you think they're doing to people living right in the city with them? Just had this convo with my girl. You know what I was telling you about that? Yeah, for real. Big U laughed when someone said justice for Nip. Yeah, the video is on YouTube. When somebody came and was like, long live Nip Hustle. They was like, yeah, long live Nip, laughing. They laughing about it. Oh, yeah, for sure. 4 years ago, he probably thought he got away with it. Facts. That's what they do. And then they'll say, oh, these young dudes is disrespectful. Yeah, they disrespectful. Because y'all preying on them. I don't know if I told the story about when I was in the county. I ain't going to say the hood. These big ass OG dudes beat up their own little homies and was doing it to them. Was making them put Kool-Aid on their lips, making it look like lipstick. And was tearing their ass up. Pause. I said, dude, why they doing that to their own little homies? An old dude told me, hey, youngster, just stay out of that. That ain't none of your business. I said, what? I was like, I didn't think shit like that could happen. But it can. The truth is stranger than fiction sometimes. Hey, y'all tell me how y'all liking the sound? We got a one for the sound. I bought a new audio interface and all that. Because this is what I was using. Oh, shoot. This is what I was using before. I think this thing is just old. But I heard this was like quality stuff. But you know, it's like an old woman. Might have been good when it was young. But old baby has seen her best days. Yeah. Stuff is crazy. But yeah, it's preying on these dudes. So this guy has been indicted. Everybody is actually pointing to a video on No Jumper with Loose Cannon, where basically Loose Cannon exposed He exposed Big U for being a grimy ass dude. So this is nothing new. Bro straight up exposed Big U and was like, bro is grimy. Bro manipulates things. That's what he said specifically. He was like, bro manipulates things. And he'll do some crazy shit and have you go do something. And then next thing you know, the dude you did it to is walking in the house. And he like, oh yeah, do this or do X, Y, Z. I was like, what? But that was on No Jumper some months back. No Jumper has erased that video. No Jumper has erased that. Wow. So we got a video from this guy. His last statements before he turned himself in. Dang, this is developing. But apparently bro made some statements. Made a statement before he turned himself in. Let me guess, he's not going to take accountability for anything that he did. That's we know that. But let's listen to what Big U has to say.
Y'all five. All y'all who got video. So this is gonna probably be my last video. I'm gonna go turn myself in to see what's going on. They talking about I'm a fugitive. So they just raided all my houses. 600 was actually with the police when they raided my house. And he's actually got video and footage of it. So y'all know what y'all dealing with. And I just want to say this to y'all. When they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about whack.
Now, do you hear what I'm saying? Do you see what he said? Oh, y'all know what y'all dealing with. That's the dog whistle right there. But I don't think 600 gives a fuck anymore. I think he's dedicated his life to exposing this dude.
So y'all know what y'all dealing with. And I just want to say this to y'all. When they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about whack. Whack, loose cannon, 600, and this internet stuff. All of y'all five. All y'all who be sending shit around the internet. All y'all who be promoting and listening to what these niggas saying. All y'all giving these likes and hidden likes. All y'all supporting this. All y'all guilty of this fuck shit. If you had something against a black man, you should handle it with a black man in the streets. Wack said 100 times he was gonna take my contracts. He working with the FBI. The FBI went to the city 3 days in a row and told the city they didn't want nobody to give me no more money. They went to all the different celebrities and told all the different celebrities, don't give me no money, don't help me, don't do nothing for me. They going around scaring and intimidating everybody. But y'all sending it around getting people in trouble.
This dude sound like a little kid, man. That's a damn shame. Bro sounds like a little ass kid. Y'all sitting around getting people in trouble. Like he getting sent to the principal's office. That's how he sounds to me. But bro, just listen to what he's saying. They raided all my houses. He didn't say they raided all my businesses. They raided all my houses. Bro, what do you do for a living? To where you have multiple homes in one of the most expensive real estate markets in the world. It ain't cheap owning homes in LA and maintaining them. But where's his businesses at? See what I'm saying? And that's why I will always rock with someone like Nipsey over someone like him. Nipsey was investing in his neighborhood. This dude was preying on his neighborhood, taking the money out of his neighborhood. They told him, don't give me no more money. Did it? Yeah. They let him know they didn't have to pay you off anymore. Getting me in trouble. This is what's killing me. I'm going to go turn myself in. He makes it seem like he's innocent. But I'm telling you, these dudes who are criminals, they know how to play the innocent card well. They play it so well, you'll actually be believing they ass. Let's finish this.
Like y'all don't understand what the FBI do to black men
Here we go.
who try to help their community. I ain't been nothing but a help to our community.
Bro, name one job you created. Please tell us how you allegedly killed the guy or had the guy killed who was actually helping the freaking community. Can anyone name a business that Big U own in LA? Nipsey Hussle is in the grave and own more businesses in LA, legitimate ones, than Big U does. Name a black person who you helped start a business. It's always the white man. You know what the white man does.
But I guess it is what it is. This the price of being black and trying to help somebody, trying to help your community and do what you can. You just guilty because somebody else don't like you and then go on the internet and do what the fuck they want to and y'all gonna promote it. It's crazy. But I'm going to go turn myself in though. Cause I ain't did nothing.
I
The
didn't
fact
do
is, man,
nothing.
they done went to my house, kicked my houses in, bust my doors down, bust my windows. They calling my son at his football practice, threatening him. You know what I mean? These dudes tagging him. What kind of shit is this? But y'all gonna be rolling with these dudes. And I got this last thing to say. Wax said he was gonna destroy developing option, right? So who gonna replace developing option? Which one of you fuck niggas in the 60s gonna call yourself coming in? Because whoever try to come in, y'all the ones that's working with Wack. Believe that. So remove me to get me out the way for somebody else to come in.
So he says, who's gonna come into developing options and save it? Then basically lets them know they do try to come in and save it. He's basically considering them a part of what Wack is doing. Bro, no one can help it if Wack is smarter than you. No one can help it. You didn't take care of anybody. So nobody wants to look out for you. That's the way that works. People are not dumb. They see a dude get touching M's and he's not even gainfully employed. And they say, damn, they see you touching millions. And they walk to Woody's Barbecue on Crenshaw and Slauson and say, damn, ever since Nipsey got killed, the hood just looking worse and worse. They don't support you because you don't support them. Only thing this guy allegedly did was get rid of the guy who was trying to give black people a permanent footprint in the Crenshaw district. Oh, which one of you niggas in the 60s? He don't even live in the 60s, that's for sure. Not no more. If you hear what these dudes have said, oh, one dude lives in Beverlywood. The other one lives in another area, super nice. They took their money and got on. And won't be caught dead in those neighborhoods these days. I didn't even do nothing.
And who gonna cooperate? That's what the play is. That's what the whole play is. I'm out. I'm gonna send y'all videos to put up, all of them until they lock me up.
Well, bro spoke on his own behalf. I'll give him that. So you're telling us that loose cannon is lying on you. That's what he's telling us.
Yeah. So basically, it's like, cause he'll be like he'll manipulate things. Like we'll go and do something, and the same niggas we do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to counting everything, right? And we be like, how the fuck they get that? Oh, well, we're gonna just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But cause it's actually putting us in paperwork, right? And like doing like real police shit. I seen the nigga get like 20 guns, and when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies. But I'm like, why are you writing down the serial numbers? So it's like he was doing like shit like that, and I didn't catch on. So it was like, I'm waking up now. You get what I'm saying? Because
this
I'm
is
his,
high tech shit.
I'm his right hand man. You get what I'm saying? So when it came down to like dirt and stuff like that, I'm gonna get it. You get what I'm saying? And then like one
So
day,
you know why he wanted to get a dude back to 40, right? Because he was gonna make dude give him 20 for getting it back,
of course,
and kept you out of it.
of course, he did that to.
Yeah, so this loose cannon, he breaking down how big you be like, how he, for one, is facilitating information to them people by way of his program. He got the grid program, right? And how the setup is all set up. You know what I mean?
When I did that to Meek Mills and Rick Ross.
What'd you do to them?
So
The club, when you sweated him in the club?
Yeah.
Dude, and Meek and Rick have no idea that Draw sent you at him.
Yeah. No, yeah, they sent that because I called Ross. I'm like, Ross,
Boy, this shit getting crazy.
Drop off the 50,000 and we're gonna let Meek live on crib. So Ross dropped off the 50,000, and so me and the homies we go back. He stopped answering the phone. He stopped picking up and shit like that. And we were like, "What you doing?" Like 2 days later, he called me. He was like, "Oh, nephew, where you at?" And I'm like, "Nigga, where my money at?" And he was like, "Oh, I needed it for bills. I needed it for." I'm like, "What?" Like, cause that's some weird shit. And then he stopped answering the phone because I'm trying to pull up on him. Like, bro, you got to come and see me. And then it's like we were doing a TV show. Like,
So I wonder if they box me.
Man, I just want y'all to acknowledge the fact that loose cannon is slow. I mean, I get it. But these are the type of dudes who they use. I mean, bro can talk. He can think. But he's not a deep thinker. He's just a person who he's willing to crash out. You can put a battery in his back and he gonna do it because there's money attached to it. Like, bro said he just got 50 bands. Bro thinking like, damn, bro, I'm about to get 15 bands, 20 bands. A guy like this dude could never get 20 bands on his own. That's 100% a crash out. And a crash out is a crash out no matter what. Whether they crashing out doing something violent or they're crashing out doing something like this on this show, telling all your damn business. That's what's going on. He's just a crash out. And you know Loose Cannon tell the business because he told about how he was fucking Shaq's ex-wife when she was about to get married to the preacher. You know, Shawnee O'Neal, she married the pastor. And Loose Cannon exposed the fact that she was paying bro to smash her. That's what bro does. He crash out, even on the microphone. You just put a mic in front of bro and just let him talk. You put a mic in front of this guy and let him talk, he gonna give you all the information. But y'all telling me Wack made him do that. Wack didn't make him do shit. He mad as hell at Big U. Cause he felt like Big U took advantage of him.
Meek in the club, boxed him in the club, right? And then what Rick Ross gave the money to Big U and he was supposed to break y'all off. I don't know, that shit sound crazy, but that's some cold shit. You send some niggas at a nigga, and then the whole time though they thinking they under your, you know what I mean? Like the tap in shit, how they be saying, oh, check in and whoa. Meek think he didn't checked in. Whole time he didn't checked in to get booked.
A while back, right? And I'm on a phone. He FaceTimed me. So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, sick, so I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. And I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got? Or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? Fuck you mean? That fuck you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey. And so I'm like,
Wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
yeah,
You panic, call Nip. Nip answer the phone.
yeah. And
You
we
like
were just
okay,
talking on regular. So
Regular.
it's like at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it because
you don't even
picked up.
warn him that you got that call from dude.
No, because their relationship was so fucked up. It'd be like they be hot one minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like you
And
just
30
never knew.
minutes after you get off the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So
all
you
on
think
the
he hit
TV
you
show.
a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early because the homie Shitty double back 3 times. You get what I'm saying? And first he shot him, boom, go into the alley, came back and shot him, boom. It wasn't good enough, and then he came back and he shot him again. But now it's like
How did he know?
yeah, no, but
Yeah, that's crazy.
it's deep. So it's like I don't know who to trust.
Now
It's
let me ask you a question. I heard this. I don't know how true it is. I heard that Shitty and Nipsey had a fight.
Yeah, they had
Prior to a couple weeks
they had
before that.
they had a fight like a week before that when they had a fight. You know, Shitty ain't known for fighting.
Yeah, no, not at all.
He known
Not at
for
all. Yeah.
doing the other things. So at the end of the day, it's like Nipsey beat him up. Nipsey is what's like 6'4", 6'5". Shitty is like 5'5", 5'6". You get what I'm saying? Like frails. Like he get high.
So there was already some friction there.
Yeah, it was already friction because of like some police telling shit and.
Now let me ask you something, bro, because you know they gon'. I know you. See, you don't say nothing. You kind of like me in a way. You don't say nothing unless.
But the homies know, so it's like it's not like I'm saying.
Hey, that alone, the fact that he called 30 minutes prior to
I mean, despite that, it's the same thing I told y'all. It ain't nobody who don't know this shit. But in LA, it's like quiet as kept. Everyone knows. That's why no one's surprised. But I promise you, if you think this is what took Big U down, you're wrong. They brought this up in the charges, but this is what they're using as the excuse. Like, oh yeah, this is what we heard that, made us want to go after Big U, but it's not true. They got so many informants from these hoods in LA, you wouldn't even believe it. Your damn head a spin. They said Shitty was an informant. But they protect the ones who really telling by throwing it on shit like this. Oh yeah. Hey, y'all contribute to the stream. This is breaking news. This is exclusive. I'm in LA. What if they come get me? You know what I'm saying? What if they come get me? Y'all ain't gonna give me, you know what I'm saying? I get no payola, huh? That's okay. I got the Cash App at the top of the thing. And we got our monetization back. But anyway, yeah. So Big U has been he turned himself in. I can't say he's been apprehended. But this is there's going to be a lot developing out of this. If this guy's convicted, they say if Henley is convicted, he would face a statutory maximum sentence of life in federal prison. If convicted, Robinson and Martin would face a statutory maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison. So the feds, they rarely miss with their cases. And that's why I keep telling y'all, like, somebody was like, oh, he gonna cooperate. Ain't no cooperating with the feds. They already got you. They not coming for you unless they already got you. And so, bro, there's a chance that bro might spend the rest of his life in prison, which is crazy to me. But if this man is guilty of the stuff that he's being accused of, I mean, they're not even accusing him of Nipsey's situation. He's getting what he deserves. Yeah, I talked about that. They got him on a 2021 Merc, one of his artists. These dudes are so crazy. They'll sign you as an artist, and then if you don't do what they want you, they try to kill you. So they reckon it's so diabolical. Like, okay, if a gang member kill another gang member, right? That's one thing. But when somebody kills somebody who, like, when they sign you, that means they recognize your potential. They see that you have potential. For somebody to then turn around and smoke you, knowing that you have all this potential, just because they're mad because you made a diss record about them, how is a diss record going to affect this old fool? Like he out here in the streets every day. Bro, you're a multimillionaire. Who cares if someone makes a diss record about you? Bro went and smoked somebody over that. Bro flew to Vegas and allegedly killed a dude over that shit. That's the part that just I'll never understand. That is the part that I will never understand. Please do me a favor, like, share, subscribe to the channel. We got like 200 people in here across all platforms. Make sure you like, share. Guys, if you're on Twitter, come on over to YouTube. Let's make the YouTube numbers go up. But hey, if you don't want to contribute, come over to YouTube. At least we'll get some ad revenue. Oh, man. Yeah. The record label is always a money laundering scheme. You know how much money you have to have a record label to sign artists and get them to exclusively work for you? Big U used to be Nipsey's manager. And I think that's what happened when they fell out. I think it's because he stopped using Big U as his manager. I mean, in the black community, being talented might cost you your life. That's why you see, like, when it's these young black athletes and stuff, and they'll go get adopted by a white family, or they'll pick like a white agent. Oh, you should have picked somebody black. Do you know how many people try to extort these people? Do you know how many people try to extort people they know are going to, in the future, make a lot of money? They see your ass running the football, you juking folks and your name is in the paper. Give it a couple months. The vultures are coming. And they try to get a guarantee on their pound of flesh before anybody else gets access to you. Don't be fooled. You're going to have a few squabbles if they come get you. Facts. Facts. But you know what? I think pretty much this story is exhausted. We got all the facts as of right now, and we just have to wait for more to develop. We have to wait for more to develop. Just don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel. We didn't get any donations today, which is fine. But, you know, we definitely need to support the content that we want to see the most. I always say that. And then when I went over to No Jumper and y'all thought that I was going to start just being over there and I wasn't going to do it, people, man, you're not going to quit your channel because you're on No Jumper. No, but damn, you know, y'all got the talent right here. The talent. Look at this. And look, I upgraded. I'm giving y'all this beautiful aesthetic. That's not a backdrop. Got the microphone. You know what I'm saying? We got the smooth sound. We're doing it. We're doing it. But this really just, I mean, as much as like I feel like this sense of like of justice, like justice has been served, it also just bothers me to see that our community is in the shape it's in. In LA, knowing what you deal with as a black person in LA, for bro to do this in LA is just diabolical. It's fucking diabolical. You got a lot of Mexican rappers in LA. Swifty Blue, Lefty, whatever his name is. You don't see those dudes getting extorted. You don't see those dudes getting killed. You know what I'm saying? They can do what they want to do. Have a career, make their music, and go out and take care of their family. But it's us. And then people from Long Beach just say stuff like, man, Snoop, soon as he got money, he moved out the city. Duh. That's why he's still alive. Vince Staples and everybody else. They're not moving out of the city because they're worried about just some random hoodlum doing something to them. They're moving out of the city because they're worried about the big OG extortioners, the dudes who gonna make you an offer that you can't refuse, who gonna break your knuckles and shit. That's who they're worried about. No, Long Beach isn't that bad, but what I'm telling you is there's some bad people in Long Beach, bro. There's some people who will extort you in Long Beach, bro. I'm telling you straight up. I know these people. They're here. They're here. If Long Beach is not that bad, why does Long Beach have a whole car in jail in county? This is for the Long Beach dudes. There are people who will extort your ass in Long Beach and will smoke your ass too. Trust me. It ain't. And yeah, just because Long Beach doesn't have as much crime as LA, there's always a criminal element. You know. Shout out to my girl Body Butter Plug for the $1.99. Thank you, my sister. D'Artavian. Is it D'Artavian or is it D'Artagnan? Is it D'Artavian or D'Artagnan? There's no N, so it's D'Artavian. Thank you for the $4.99 super sticker. Appreciate that. And my guy got the $5 holler in the building. America is going to be great again. Hey, man, look. It'll be a little bit safer on the corners of Crenshaw and Slauson. You might be able to get a bean pie without getting jumped. Shout out to my boy Africulture Concepts in the building. Who's the same guy? Oh, you watching after. You watching the playback. My boy Search for Uhuru. Where the slave ships. I was checking out your show earlier today, man. I like the setup. Bro, we stepping our game up, right? We stepping our game up. We got the mics. Man, we used to be coming up. Man, it was like when we was doing the struggle stream, we was booming. We was talking to y'all through the phones, through the computer screen and using tie mics and shit. Y'all was showing us major love. You know, when we got a little money in our pocket, y'all stop loving us as much. I don't know what it is. That Mexican rapper Sway got killed in prison because he refused to get extorted. I don't believe that. You talking about the dude from Orange County, right? You talking about Sway, the rapper from the OC. I don't think he got killed because he refused to get extorted. I think that dude got killed because he owed somebody money. Who is Team Open Mind? The first one, D'Artavian. Cool, thank you. I'm happy for you, B. Let's improve our equipment soon. I mean, how much more can you improve over this equipment? I mean, guys, give me a 1. Is the visual good? I knew that was you, Pat. Hey, bro, you got to come over. You got to come over. I got some questions to ask you about a couple things. I'm going to get a new laptop, actually. And I don't want to get a laptop unless I consult you first. Because I'm going to invest in a better laptop, even though this one is still working flawlessly. You know, the visual effects that you guys see, they are the result of, they are a gift from Pat, Team Open Mind. That's why I'm crispy now. That's why you guys can see how squinty my eyes actually are. Okay, see, that's why this is why you need to talk to somebody who knows. But yeah, this laptop is fine. I updated the RAM and all that on it. And I love it. I have a sentimental attachment. Even though I might send this joint to my homie in Africa, the guy who does like my graphic design and all that, I might send this to him. So I'm probably going to end up buying another laptop anyway. Need a desktop? Damn, I need a damn desk for a desktop. No, this is a desk. But yeah, so yeah. But guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. That's the one. That is the silver lining. My subscribers are jumping right now. Boom, boom. I think it's all that stuff I did on No Jumper. Unfortunately, I changed the name of my channel. So whoever like watched me from No Jumper, if they're looking for me, they're not gonna find me under the old moniker, right? But it's okay. They're still finding me. So I'm happy with it. Yeah, bro has like a sex trafficking. That's also another one. You know, and they got the little hoes on Figaro and stuff like that. And then what they'll do is they'll take them to like Vegas and, you know, and when you live in California, going to Vegas doesn't really feel like you're crossing state lines, but you are. And that turns it into a RICO. Just like that. And then some of those dudes are moving chicks across state lines. Hey, KP, I put the link in the comments, bro. Yeah. So yeah, and some of the chicks are going on their own, but if they get busted, they're gonna say, "Oh, my pimp daddy sent me," and boom, that's a RICO. But I'm saying the type of money these dudes is touching, you getting 50,000 from Rick Ross in one night, bro. You have plenty of money to walk away. I mean, bro, if somebody dropped 50 bands on you or 100 bands on you, even in LA, you can make something happen to the point where you don't got to be doing crime every day no more. You could, if you get 100,000 or 200,000, you could buy some trucks, or you could buy like 10 freaking big rig trucks if you get a couple million, and literally just rent them or lease them out to truck drivers. Hey, you fix it if it break, but here you go. Give me this much money every month. There's so many ways for you to go legit. It's like dudes get comfortable, you know. They get comfortable. It's easy. Anybody who's big and black can do it, you know. Yeah, I sent you the link, bro. It's in the comments if you want to come up. But add Pan-African Strikes Back somewhere, because now that's a keyword. It really is. It really is a keyword, bro. I might for a little bit start putting Pan-Africanism Strikes Back in the titles, because yeah, it's definitely a keyword. A lot of people find my content by searching the channel name. So I was thinking the same thing, Body Butter Plug. I was thinking the same thing. I think that might be one of the reasons why my views have went down, because like people can't find me, you know. But we're building it back up. I'm good. As long as I got a comfortable, beautiful environment to record in, I'm good. Of course, Black Canadian, are you still a communist? I'll stop being a Pan-African when you stop being a no good Canadian communist. Oh, my boy KP said I have to stop talking about people in a negative way. Did you guys, we got everybody here. Did you guys hear about the hey, did you guys hear about Elon Musk saving the astronauts? I did a whole show on that, but I took it down because the audio was so bad. But yet Elon Musk successfully rescued a bunch of astronauts who were trapped on a space station. I'll do that. I'm cool with covering that again, because I put a lot of effort into that. If you guys haven't heard about Elon Musk saving the astronauts on the space station, and how Joe Biden refused to allow Elon Musk to bring those astronauts home for political reasons, you're going to hear about it after I talk to my boy KP. What up, P?
Big Tuck, man. What's up with the big bro, man?
Man, listen, man. He ain't my big bro, but I don't know, man. I'm not trying to get caught up in it. I'm not trying to get in trouble. I ain't trying to have to check in.
I'm gonna just say this, man. You know, man. For one, the streets is a myth, bro. Right? So, like, people knowing that situation, like, you know, a lot of things been said about draws that it's been speculation, but it ain't always been true. People tried to say he was extorting Corrupt. Corrupt came out a long time ago and said, no, like, never. It's always been that, like, they put that on people's names, man, because it's a fear factor. A lot of people have fear in these dudes. Like they fear them. Like, you know, Like
Right.
it's just a part of the streets, man. Like it's a part of the streets. His problem was, like I tell a lot of people, man, you either in the streets or you out. You can't do both.
Right.
Because people be trying to connect it to the Nipsey thing, right? And it's like if you
Right.
talk to guys who's really from 60s, they'll tell you the truth. Like they've already spoke on that situation. Why you think they homies ain't really like the core of their hood ain't mad at the boy who killed him? They know that was a personal issue. They know that. Everybody know that.
Right.
It's the internet who don't want to believe that. It's the same internet that think Tupac got killed by the police. They don't want to believe that these rappers can fall into some nigga shit. They don't want to believe that. They just, man, I've had conversations with a nigga before, bro, and he just had all these FBI conspiracies about Tupac. I'm like, niggas know who killed Tupac. Niggas in the streets been knew who killed Tupac.
Right.
It's not a secret. It's known fact. It has nothing to do with nothing deeper. Niggas got into some gang shit, and gang shit happens.
No, I agree. I agree with you.
Nip shit was is you know, Nip went out a way that he shouldn't have went out. Nip got into some shit he shouldn't have said. He shouldn't have been in no politics. You're out of the hood. You're making money. Don't be in the hood. Like, you know, it's sad, but it's accountability in our own actions.
No, that's true. I also agree that Nipsey should have never been like, bro, what are you doing? Anybody from California who ever been in a hood would ask the same question. What was that nigga even doing over there? Without his security, especially.
And it's like, you know, his team was there. His team was there, but you know, man, you know with money comes ego, especially in a rap game. You know, in the streets it comes with ego when you the nigga, you got ego, right?
Right.
So you have niggas who come around and they don't know how to let go. You know, man, Jay-Z said a long time ago, people asked him why he don't be in Marcy Projects. And he said, man, look where I'm at in my life. Why would I hang out in Marcy Projects? It's gonna be a nigga ready there to take over. It's gonna be a nigga to take you out.
Willing to risk it all.
It's a part of the streets. It's a part of crime. This shit is adopted from the street. The black street code is adopted from the Italian mafia. Everything we try to push, we seen them doing first.
I mean,
But
I can't argue with that.
The thing is, our shit is not as much of an outfit. It's more loose because we lost the basis of what we had in the streets.
Well, apparently Big U was trying to bring it back. They saying he had a organized crime syndicate.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I can't say I don't like I said I don't know Draws personally.
We're not good. What I want to do is I don't want to paint this guy as he's like some type of fucking Boy Scout because he's not.
He's not. He is who he is. His reputation in the streets is who he is. It's well documented of who he is and who he is in the streets. You feel me? Like that's what it is. But people can't say like, oh, he's never done good for his community because he's done a lot.
Oh yeah.
He's done a whole lot.
Right.
That script that Nip and them was pushing, it came out of what he was doing already. You feel me? But it's just street shit, man. And you know, like 600, like I just don't respect niggas like that, bro. Niggas who can't go back to their communities.
So he can't go back to Crenshaw?
You never see him over there for a reason. You don't see nobody vouching for him. You don't see none of his homies or niggas who he says. He's not an authentic nigga from over there. Niggas know his history. Niggas know where he come from.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think me making this video means I can't go back to Woody's barbecue? Because I love Woody's barbecue.
No. You people know your lane. You feel me? You know I know you in a different way.
Right.
You feel me? But people know your lane. And what you doing is not, you reporting the news, bro. You basically a reporter. You a journalist in my eyes right now. You reporting the news. It's a hot topic. Everybody talking about it. It's a hot topic, right? The problem is when you got niggas that say they from these neighborhoods and say they stand on these principles, but then you doing everything the opposite. Like I was just talking to my boy about it, right? My boy from that neighborhood. And everybody making this, oh, the nigga killed the kid. How many times the 6-0s killed the kid and you niggas ain't standing up for that? If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Niggas got homies in the pens who did knock down some kids. If it's wrong, it's wrong. But don't try to pick and choose because you trying to make fame off of that. You see, if you go look at 600 videos, the only time he gets any type of clicks is when he speak on Big U. If he talk about anything else, nobody cares.
Right.
But this is a nigga who used to be around Big U. This is a nigga who Big U brought him around, made it safe for him to even hang out. but he don't speak. He try to ignore that shit. So it's just like for me, Tuck, man, I'm out the streets, bro. I'm out. And
Right.
I'm out the streets because I see that the streets I went into, niggas didn't uphold those rules. I seen that niggas who said this is what it is, they don't uphold it. So it's like, okay, you know what? I'm bigger on the bigger and better things. But at the same time, I'm not going to disrespect the streets either. I'm not going to sit there and play with it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, okay, one day I'm Muslim, next day I'm from Peru. I can't do that.
Right. Facts.
And I'm
That's
not going to speak on shit that I like, you know, like this, when niggas be saying, when niggas 600 was running around saying Big U was snitching, right? I take it to the streets with it. If the nigga snitching, everybody know Big U is in his hood. He lived in his neighborhood.
Right.
So if you really felt like he was doing all that bad shit, go get on him. But if you're not gonna get on him, then shut the fuck up.
Right.
Cause we're gonna treat it like we do in prison. You can't come to the yard with some paperwork and not do nothing about it. Niggas gonna remove him and you.
Right. You over here scared. Yeah, man. You got to decide what you want to do. Are you gonna be in the streets, or you retired? You a family man. You trying to do something else.
And that's the thing is you know, a lot of times we are held on to we hold on to our past and our past hold on to us. And I think a lot of guys try to go into the communities and help. You know, I'm gonna say something about Snoop. You know, I remember Snoop was speaking on when he had to cut niggas off because it was like, you niggas are trying to extort me.
Yep.
And you're genuinely trying to help. And it's some niggas who wants to help, and it's some people in the community who deserve it. But okay, let me get out the way, and let me just help in the way I can. Let me put a football program in the hood for y'all. Let me just help little by little. Because if I'm over here with y'all see these diamonds, y'all want a hand in it. Y'all don't want to work for it. That's one thing I respect about certain niggas when they do it. The Nipseys and all that, they do put opportunities out there. But you had niggas in his, and that was in his circle. That was like, you feel me?
Yeah.
You had niggas who didn't like what he was doing. You had niggas who felt they was owed more.
That's true. That's a fact.
Everybody feel like they owe to your success. No matter how big your success get or no matter how small. You right now know, man, if you hung around the same cats you was hanging around with back in the day, wherever you got now, they're gonna feel like, well, where my hand at in it?
100%.
And that's the problem. As a community, we don't know how to come together and let one person do it and then benefit from it, but in a productive way. We always got that one dude in the background that says, "Oh man, like niggas will disregard the information just because you're saying it, even though what you're saying is right."
I think our generation, though, we're a little bit different because, like, back in the day, like, if a dude was in the NFL or something like that, he come around, bro, they didn't even come around because they already knew everybody, what's going to have their hand out. Now, the homies could come around who in the league and shit, and, in our generation, it's almost like we got too much pride to try to come at the bro like that. Like, oh, can you give me something? You know what I'm saying? I think it's changing.
It's really changing.
Cause like like Jayon Brown, these dudes, they Jayon retired. But we got dudes from Long Beach in the league right now. They come around. We just like, that's the homie. What's up, bro? Chopping it up like normal. Bro worth, 10, 20 million. But we just chopping up normal. I think it's changing. So I'm gonna put a silver lining on it.
See, I look at it like this, man. The problem in our communities is that we allow our differences to keep us separated. I was just having a conversation with some people, and not even to get off of the Big U topic about politics, right? And I said the biggest problem I see that just because a person has a different political view don't mean they can't be your friend.
No, me and you don't agree politically, but we're friends.
And the thing is, we shut out the information because we don't like it where it's coming from. But it's like, it's the information, like at the end of the day, the black problem is the black problem. It's not the U.S. problem. We have a problem within our community that needs to be fixed.
Right.
We have conversations that we need to have, especially in the greater Los Angeles area, Los Angeles County. We have conversations that we need to handle. And you got older homies coming home from the pen trying to eradicate these gang beefs that they had. You got niggas bringing these programs and saying, look, homie, we've been in these walls for 30 years. We see we can come amongst each other and be each other brothers. That's how it was in the pen for us. When I was in the pen, niggas who I didn't like on the streets was some of my best friends because these are my brothers at the end of the day. And they have my back like I got their back. The problem is when it's a dollar sign putting it, when LAPD seen that, okay, well, we can give y'all money for these programs. Now niggas is feeling like, well, damn, why I ain't getting none of the money? Why he getting all the money?
Right.
Or
And
niggas hate you for that. Niggas
I was
hated
gonna
Big U for that.
Yeah, I know they did. I know they did. Celebrities handing them money and stuff like that. I know they did. But what I was gonna say is, and one thing we got to understand is, you know, money is not gonna solve, like, money doesn't solve problems that are like generational problems, right? Like, that's the problem with some of these dudes. They come out, oh, bro, you just need to get your money, you know. And you know, when we were younger, growing up, a lot of the dudes older than us was just like, oh, as long as you out here getting your money, it's all good. And it's like, no, no, no. Getting your money is not the end all be all. There's more things that have to happen than you just getting a fat knot. Because think about Nipsey. He got a knot. He's dead. Look at Big U. He got a knot. He in jail. So it's something that, I mean, he's in trouble. There's something more that has to take place than just getting a stack. You know what I'm saying? And I
Well,
think that's the part we don't want to address.
we don't have direction. You know, uh, I told somebody, I said, man, one of the problems that we have in our community is no direction when we get these things. When we have these opportunities, there's no direction. There's nobody that's really sitting here because of lack of education. Everybody has a thought process. Everybody has the idea. A lot of these ideas come out in the beginning. They're great ideas. Black Lives Matter. All these ideas, they're great, but there's no direction. There's no honest direction. There's no transparency in these things. So we're like, okay, nobody's checking the books. Nobody's actually putting in real insight. Nobody's from the community. Because we're only speak when they say community, they only speak of the gang, but the community. The community is everybody that's in this community, whether they're from this neighborhood gang or not, they're a part of the community.
Right.
So if we're gonna say, if I'm gonna say I'm gonna build up my area on Central and Rosecrans, I gotta have the people of the community, what their input. What do y'all think we need over here? I can't just go over there and tell them, oh, I think y'all need a center. They might tell me we don't need a center. We need a hospital right here.
Right.
We need a
Right.
clinic. Like it's things that we going in there with these understandings of what we think they need, and that's not the truth. We need people. We need a team. It's no team. And I tell people, man, when people talk about blacks unifying, I say, man, I love it. I'm always supportive, but I always tell people the main problem is we can't never have a central leader, because if we have a central leader, it's gonna fall. Every time we have a leader, it's gonna fall because it's always somebody in the back who wants to be that nigga now. They look at his spot and they want it. And once
Want the spot, but won't work. Want the spot, but don't want to do the work necessary once you get the spot
at all. Or they hate you. You go back to Brother Malcolm. Brother Malcolm did everything to push the nation. And you had people that was in the nation like, oh, now he getting, you had other ministers saying he's too famous. He thinks he's the nation. Oh, he think he's you, Elijah Muhammad. Oh, he think it's about him. They not even looking at what he's trying to do. They feeling like, why I can't do it.
And everybody had the shot to be just as big as Malcolm. It ain't his fault he's a better orator than you. He studies more than you. He knows more than you. Like, people blame people. People get mad at people for putting in more work than them, which is crazy to me. Like,
man,
some people just ain't gonna stay up all night reading a book. Some people are.
Some people ain't gonna take the necessary steps. Some people, you know, I just told my homeboy I'm 8 years sober from alcohol. You know how many cats won't do that because they want to still turn up? I said, okay, if I'm gonna change my situation, my family situation, the situation of those around me, I gotta have a clear mind now. I can't be drunk and trying to make leading decisions. It messed up my music career, messed up a lot of things for me because I was so intoxicated that everything was impulsive. I'm letting the liquors drive me. So people don't think those necessary steps. Some people don't do like me and you. Me and you talk, we debate, but one thing me and you do while we debating each other, we both in there researching I'm researching what you telling me, you researching what I'm telling, because we're going to get the information.
No,
and we're not afraid to say, hey, bro, you was right.
No,
because we understand it. We understand. But I think a lot of that comes from structures too, though. I think a lot of that comes from having the structure. And you know,
that's true.
Me personally, man, with withdrawal situation, man, I told people, man, I ain't in the streets. I don't really speak on it. I just say, man, you know, the snitching part is just the problem. You know, Nat Turner and Denmark Vesey was snitched on.
Yeah.
By their own peoples.
That's true.
And that's something that I tell people, we gotta look at that. Like, some people think they're doing it for a righteous cause, but they not. Then they just haters, man, and they want to tear it down because it's not their idea.
Well, there's no such thing like in my mind as like true, like straight altruism. There's some benefit that they feel they're gonna get from doing what they're doing. But hey, man, look, Big U gonna have a chance to go on trial just like everybody else. And if he's innocent, let's hope that justice prevails and he gets out. If he's guilty, let's hope that justice prevails in that sense, and he, pays, he does the time for the crime he commit. But
The
we're
only
not
thing I
here
hate,
to
Tuck,
pass
man,
judgment.
the only thing I hate is the good that he was doing in the community. Now it's gonna be gone, right? The Crenshaw Cougars, all the stuff, man, all the kids that he helped get into the NFL, all these things, right? Like, okay, he done bad, right? We can say it's not no some secret he's done bad, but we need people to come and pick up because now these young kids, these young boys who didn't see the bad of him, they only seen the good side of him. That's gonna tarnish their image of what they were trying to do. So we need somebody to come into them programs and say, nah, this is the right path. And teach them that people make mistakes. And your mistakes are not who you are. Judge a person in context. Don't judge him. His actions is not him. Sometimes it's deeper than that. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we're put in situations that we only had choices that we had to make. And some of this shit ain't the best. Man, we 20 years of friendship, and we both know we've had to make decisions that wasn't morally the best decisions for us to make. But we had to
100%.
make them.
100%.
But those don't define Tuck and KP. Those don't define who we are. Those decisions. Those are moments in our life that we had to come across. So that's what I think. When I see his indictment, I see people tearing him down. I'm like, well, what about the good that he was doing? We need to continue the toy drives. We need to continue the football teams. We need to continue the urban developments and the programs that he was trying to put in. Because a lot of times this nigga comes from a drug world and a gang world. He don't know any other positive way to get it because he hasn't seen it work. These niggas don't see it work. A lot of our community don't see it work, Tuck. We don't see it work in the other way. So we only gonna revert to the ways that we've seen it happen. We've seen Big Meats sell drugs and also build the community. We've seen Freeway Rick Ross was selling biggest drug kingpin in LA, but also building community centers. Because that's all so the next generation, that's all we see. So it takes, we the OGs now, Tuck. We the OGs, we the big homies. So now it's for us to tell kids, nah, it's another way to do it.
Right.
But we got to stand on that shit too. We just can't sit out here and say it's another way to do it, but then niggas get on podcasts and talk gang politics.
Yeah, I don't like that
we
either.
revert to the bullshit. We sitting there telling niggas don't gang bang, but then we get on the podcast and sit there and talk about, oh yeah, this nigga talking about this, and this nigga had a fight in jail, and this nigga had, it's like, my nigga, you destroying the message. You're destroying it. The message is completely gone. Because it's a young kid out here that's looking at your podcast. It's probably a little boy right now in his teens who like what you do, who may, okay, you know what? He says things about being a Republican that I like, so I'm going to follow him. But it's going to take you to stand on a certain principle because now you have this young man's future almost in your hands because you can say the right things or the wrong things.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
And that's what I learned. When I was in prison and I started seeing them 19 and 21-year-olds come in, and I'm like, damn, these niggas love me and they look up to me. I can sit there and teach them how to make a knife, or I can tell them to come to college with me. I can sit there and teach them how to bust on a nigga, or I can tell them, hey, y'all know I'm a self-help facilitator. Y'all know I do drug and alcohol counseling. Come to my groups. Learn this. This is going to make you better. Hey, what you going through? You got depression? Hey, homie, I got depression too. Let's talk about it. Yeah, I thought about killing myself too. That's okay. It's normal. We go through these things. It's not weak. The weakness is you holding it in. Let's talk about it. We have to put people on the stage and say that as black men. People sitting there talking about the condition of black men, but black men don't hold ourselves responsible. We blaming everybody but ourselves. Are we not going into our communities and having these conversations? So all we doing is continue keeping a cycle of bullshit coming in and over because you got niggas from generations who didn't want to speak on it. My father in his 70s, he never told me about depression. He just put his head down and kept working. So I thought that, okay, well, a man ain't supposed to have no feelings. Don't complain, don't bitch, and just keep working. Then I find myself in the bottle every day. Then I find myself disrespecting women, putting my hands on women. I'm trying to figure out where did all this shit come from. And then when I sit back, go through therapy, I'm starting learning this shit came from my childhood. This shit came from the niggas around me that I was watching. Because they didn't tell me that, oh, these niggas got post-traumatic stress. This nigga's bipolar. This nigga schizophrenic. This nigga has depression. And he never talked to nobody about it. It's just, oh, go to church, put it into the Lord's hands, or just keep putting your head down. Nah, we being vocal about it now. We got
Yeah,
to
I
talk
think
about it. It's wrong. If shit is wrong, killing
yeah,
kids
I
is
think a
wrong.
lot of it's changed. A lot of things are changing. And I think a lot of people, even when they talk about like gang politics on podcasts and stuff, sometimes people talk about stuff because they feel more comfortable just sitting in front of a camera than they feel in face to face with people. And they feel like, maybe if I say it publicly and, that'll keep people from trying to do something to me about it because, people will know. I don't know the details of it. I don't know the thought process behind it, but we're gonna see what happens with this Big U situation. Uh I'm gonna keep covering it as it unfolds. I'm sure No Jumper's gonna cover it. That's another thing I was, looking at. I mean, look, immediately you become the news. I mean, Brick Baby was on No Jumper, basically clowning other people. Now look, he's the news now, and the same person he was working with is gonna make him the news, and
And
he
that, you know, it's
probably in
crazy,
jail,
man.
stressed the fuck out right now.
I've been knowing Zaire for 20 years, bro. Like people call him Brick, but I don't know him by Brick Baby. You feel me? That's some music shit. I know him
Hmm.
by his neighborhood name, and I know by his first name. You feel me? And
Hmm.
remember, I've told you about, we've had our off the phone, off the air conversations about it. It's just, man, they fall into that podcast trap, man. Like they get drunk on attention, man, and that shit just swallows them, and it's fucked up. But now, I mean, sometimes this shit is necessary. Sometimes niggas got to go to jail for the next generation to say, okay, hold on, let me be mindful what I get on these phones and talk about. Let me be mindful what I get on these podcasts and talk about. Sometimes these niggas got to go to jail. It took a nigga to get 3 strikes for niggas to be like, oh shit, if you do another crime, they give you 3 strikes.
Right,
So
right.
sometimes we got to lose. Sometimes niggas got to die. Sometimes niggas need to get DP to show the next homies why not to do that shit. If niggas didn't get DP, the shit'd be all trash. Sometimes you gotta beat a nigga up to show the rest of the homies, if y'all make that mistake, this was gonna happen. So these niggas, that indictment was them getting their DP right now. They got
Man,
either they
right.
gonna stand up under it or they gonna fold. That's on them. God bless them. Whatever's gonna happen with them is on them, man. Tuck, I love you. I had to tap in with
Love
you,
you too.
man. And man, I enjoy your podcast. Everybody, man, hit that Cash App, hit that Zelle, Venmo, whatever Tuck got, man. Bless my boy, man. I love you, bro.
All right, man. Love you too, man. Be safe. I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna call
All
you
right,
tomorrow.
all right, call me.
All right, peace. But yeah, guys, I mean, LA, we out here. We living every day. I mean, I don't know what people think about people from LA. Like, do y'all think y'all live in Hollywood land? Ain't shit going, y'all ain't got nothing to worry about. Somebody told me one time, bro, you have the perfect life. Inside I was laughing so hard. My life is the furthest thing from perfect. But guys, so let's do this. Let's talk about Elon Musk rescuing the astronauts from the space station who were stranded because Boeing, a company that has had a monopoly on government space contracts for decades, built a faulty spacecraft that was unable to bring the astronauts home. They were supposed to go to the space station for an 8-day mission and ended up being on the space station for over a year. Trapped, stuck, lost in space, for lack of a better term. And all because Joe Biden refused to allow Elon Musk to use his superior spacecraft to bring them home because he was afraid of the way it would make his administration
This
look.
morning, 2 NASA astronauts.
That is absolutely crazy to me. But we're going to look at this video and get ourselves up to speed with the developing story.
This morning, 2 NASA astronauts on a months-long extended stay in space are preparing to stay even longer. Astronauts Sunny Williams and Butch Wilmore traveled to the space station back in June on board Boeing's Starliner spacecraft. They were scheduled to return home the following week, but the Starliner developed problems and could not take them home. Williams and Wilmore have spent the extra time conducting research. They appeared in good spirits in September when NASA returned their capsule back to Earth empty.
Touchdown.
It's a very risky business, and things do not always turn out the way you want.
Just last month, NASA sent up fresh supplies, including food and water. A new SpaceX rocket was sent to launch this coming February to finally bring them home. But now, NASA is pushing back that mission until at least late March, citing the need for more preparation time. This means Wilmore and Williams will spend at least 9 months at the space station on a journey that was only supposed to last 8 days.
90% of our training is preparing for the unexpected. And sometimes the actual unexpected goes beyond what you even think that could happen. And that's just the way it goes sometimes.
As for their families, they get to FaceTime together most days. Wilmore's wife says her husband knows the Lord's in control and says he's content where he is. And William's husband has said his wife is in her happy place.
Missing holidays, big events like anniversaries, it's all part of the job, right? Family members say they understand. Of course, things are a little out of their control up in space. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
See, and that sounded like a heartwarming story. You know, just an unfortunate series of events took place that left these good people, these God-fearing people, trapped or lost in space. I love that term. But then the truth came out, and we learned that everything is not always as it seems when it comes to the federal government. Let's tap into another video.
Setback to its space ambitions. NASA announcing over the weekend that it will not use Boeing's faulty Starliner craft to send home astronauts stuck at the International Space Station. The agency deciding it's safer to use Elon Musk's SpaceX. Boeing's down by almost 1%. Guy Johnson joins us for more out of London. Guy, how much of a setback is this? How embarrassing is this for Boeing?
It's hugely embarrassing. Of course, it's hugely embarrassing. They sent 2 astronauts up. They were meant to be up there for a week. They've been up there a couple of months, and now they're going to be up there until the beginning of next year. You've got to reconfigure a whole load of capsules, both on the SpaceX side and also on the Boeing side. They're going to bring the capsule that went up back uncrewed because they can't run the risk of bringing the 2 astronauts back in it. It's got thruster issues, and they're concerned about what the re-entry would ultimately look like. This is a program, John, that is already billions over budget, and it's behind schedule. It's been like this for quite some time. Boeing is saying that it is committed to the program, but remember, you've got a new CEO coming in. He's got a blank piece of paper, and he's looking at everything right now. So, yeah.
So basically, those astronauts were stuck up there because of money. Oh, we're over budget. So we can't rush the job, get a new shuttle up there to go get them and bring them home. We got a new CEO, and he's pinching pennies trying to save money. So it's going to take us at least a year before we can go up there and get them. Guys, Boeing has had a monopoly on government contracts since it was known as McDonnell Douglas. They can't build a reliable space shuttle to bring the astronauts home safely. But you know what you know what they can build? They can build rockets and missiles for the United States to go blow people up with. This is a travesty. This is putting money and profit over people. I thought the leftists didn't do that. And I only blame it on the leftists because the administration that was in charge during this time when they were stranded was the Biden administration. This happened last year, and they were just brought back yesterday or the day before yesterday, thanks to Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Joe Biden refused to allow Elon Musk to bring these astronaut homes because he was worried about the way it would make him look. He didn't want it to have a negative impact on the optics of his administration. so they get to stay up there for another year. Imagine your president, someone who was elected to protect you and look out for your best interest. You do a job, you risk it all. It's so risky going into space. You risk it all in the name of your country. Sacrifice is being made. And they're not willing to sacrifice their image to bring you home. Make it make sense.
Yeah, it's hugely embarrassing. It's also potentially financially very consequential. There is a lot already invested in this program. What happens to it next will matter to Boeing shareholders.
You alluded to it, Guy. Build on that just a little bit. How blank is that piece of paper? Does the incoming CEO really have the option of stepping away from that business?
I think everything is on the table. Look, you have to figure out how you're going to right the ship. Let's say it is still a priority. Kind of how high is it in terms of the list of things that need to get done? How big a priority is it? Does he need to?
So while these guys are pinching pennies, basically, that's what they're doing. Oh, how high on the priority list is it to bring back people who are stuck in space? I would say it's pretty damn high. If that was me, I would want it to be number one. But Boeing is pinching pennies. The company that has made trillions of dollars off of our government, right? But you know who came in and stepped up to bring those people back? It's the guy whose Tesla facilities and offices are being attacked and vandalized. The guy who all of America hates right now for no reason other than the fact that he disagrees with them politically. They tell him, go back to Africa, and other xenophobically charged statements are made. It's Elon Musk. The party that claims to love everybody.
People on X woke standing by for
the party that
people on X woke up.
Oh my God.
Boeing facing a new setback.
This morning, 2 NASA astronauts.
The party that claims to love everybody. The party that claims to be woke and empathetic, intolerant. The people who say they're empaths and they feel very deeply about other people. They don't care about this guy saving 2 stranded astronauts who are abandoned in space. All they care about is the fact that he doesn't agree with them over who should be president. But can you show me the liberal billionaire? Can you show me the billionaire Biden supporter who volunteered to spend their own money to go up to space and get those people who were stranded? I'll wait.
People on X woke up choosing violence on Thursday, February 20th, including Elon Musk. I have all the receipts. Buckle up and get your popcorn. Now, this information is subject to change, but I wanted to get a video on here as soon as possible due to the absolute war and obliteration I'm seeing on the X platform. And yes, the topic is space news. So here's the deal. Elon Musk and President Trump recently did an exclusive interview on Fox News with Hannity, talking about a variety of things, including the 2 astronauts, Butch and Sunny, that are up at the ISS. And according to Elon, we just haven't been getting the full story this entire time.
You're committed to getting to Mars. You're committed to rescue. You're going to help rescue next month 2 astronauts that I think were abandoned. They dispute that in an interview.
At the president's request or instruction, we are accelerating the return of the astronauts, which was postponed kind of to a ridiculous degree.
They got left in space.
They've been there. They were supposed to be there 8 days. They're there almost 300.
Biden.
They were yes, they were left up there for political reasons, which is not good.
Okay, it's not good.
And this clip did not go unnoticed. In fact, an ESA astronaut and commander of the ISS posted about this, Andreas Mogensen, saying, "What a lie," and from someone who complains about the lack of honesty from the mainstream media. And Elon Musk did not hold back. He says, "You are fully retarded. SpaceX could have brought them back several months ago. I offered this directly to the Biden administration and they refused. Return was pushed back for political reasons. Idiot." Andreas responded to that saying, "Elon, I have long admired you and what you have accomplished, especially at SpaceX and Tesla. You know as well as I do that Butch and Sonny are returning with Crew 9, as has been the plan since last September. Even now, you are not sending up a rescue ship to bring them home. They are returning on the Dragon capsule that has been on the ISS since last September." And the space community is taking notice. A very popular space YouTuber, Joe Barnard, shared Elon Musk's tweet from back in December saying, "Please post a bit more positive, beautiful, or informative content on this platform."
So it's just liberals being liberals, doing what they normally do. They're caught red-handed, not being the people that they've worked so hard to convince everyone that they are, not being these loving, empathetic flower people that they try to make the world believe they are. And when they come out with the lie, "Oh, Elon, you're wrong. You know this, that, and the other," and then Elon corrects them, it's no longer about the facts. It's no longer about the astronauts being stuck in space. Now it becomes about Elon Musk's harsh tone. You came at him first. You came out and called him a liar. But then when he dropped a bomb on your head, a truth bomb on you, all of a sudden, we don't like the way it was said. I feel unsafe. These people have the same playbook in every arena.
Which clearly calling someone names is not exactly beautiful or inspiring. But Elon is getting triggered, and it's clear from this post from Ken Kirtland IV. He writes, "Just to make this clear, the Musk lie about the astronauts isn't SpaceX offered a mission. The lie is that NASA and even Biden didn't want SpaceX to bring the astronauts home because he no likey Elon, even though that's exactly what NASA did during Biden," which off rip tells you how absurd this dumbass lie is. Wow, this is a little bit grammatically challenging. Why would NASA pay for a whole new Crew Dragon mission, $200 million plus, to interrupt the ISS schedule to bring astronauts back a few months earlier for no reasons, when they could just leave them on the ISS for free, put them to work on the station, and bring them back on the next scheduled Dragon, which is what they decided? Answer that effing question or shut the F up. This wasn't done because of politics. Well, Elon took notice, saying, "You are the liar, and the people you cite were not party to the discussions. Liar." So I've been told that if someone criticizes me or says something mean on the internet, I should ignore it. And clearly Elon isn't doing that. But it seems like Elon has more to the story than we've been publicly aware. And this is groundbreaking if true, and I'm hoping that we get more details. Again, I'm just trying to give you a recap of what exactly has been going on today, because at this point, I'm fairly confused as to what the truth is. Now, Felix Spacetime also, quote, reposted Elon's "you are fully retarded" statement, saying, "Calling the commander of the International Space Station a slur is absolutely disgusting. Language like this won't be tolerated by the space community. Elon Musk, I implore you to see reason."
To me, I know that Elon Musk is telling the truth simply off their reaction. When these types of people who've been hiding behind wokeness and all this feel-good crap for so long, when you start telling the truth, they start deflecting and trying to argue semantics. When they know that you have their number, when they know their goose is cooked, when they know that they can't just lie you into submission, just bombard you with lies until you start to believe them, they start to try to attack and argue semantics. Oh, it's not what you're saying, it's how you said it. It's not the fact that I lied and now you're exposing the truth. It's that you said the F word when you were telling me. And we've all dealt with people like that. We've all dealt with people like that who try to make it about something other than what it's about because they know that they're about to get exposed. And it was no different here.
And Nautilus Guitars responded to Felix saying, dude, Elon offered to bring Butch and Sonny back very shortly after this whole debacle. The Biden administration, who openly hated Elon, refused to cooperate. This is the definition of for political reasons. Elon is correct in that statement. They were meant to stay for 8 days. They have been there for a year now. Elon is correct in that statement. It's a ridiculous situation full of political ass covering for Boeing. They should have never been left there this long, and the only reason they're still there is because of politics and optics for Boeing. Elon seems to be the only one who cares about them being unexpectedly abandoned in the ISS. You can argue about the semantics all you want. I'd bet everything on the fact that Butch and Sonny are not happy about being left there. Nobody would be. Just imagine that. They're professionals and would never express that, but they're humans with families who didn't expect this and cannot be happy about it. Andrea sharing a video where Elon describes these facts, calls him a liar in front of the whole world, as he's already being attacked at every angle, mostly for the dumbest reasons imaginable. Elon was part of the attempted negotiation. Andreas wasn't. Elon has the inside scoop. Obviously, Andreas is being an idiot, likely to jump on the spaceman bad bandwagon and should have just shut the F up and minded his own business so I don't feel bad.
So basically, this guy, Nautilus, he came back and exposed the truth. He didn't even expose the truth. He just said what Elon said in a more succinct manner that would be harder for them to lie and cover up and argue with. That's basically what happened. And did they come back with an argument like, no, you're wrong, XYZ? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They just kept going with, he said curse words and we won't tolerate foul language and all this stuff. Elon Musk was the only person on earth who had the ability to bring those people back. He sat in the Oval Office. He talked with Biden. He talked with the NASA officials. And they made it clear that they didn't want to bring those people back sooner because of the negative impact it would have had on the optics of the Biden presidency or administration. Elon was there to hear that, to say that. Nobody else. How you call someone a liar when you weren't even in the room to know what was said is beyond me. But that doesn't mean they don't try.
For him, and Elon says exactly. Which is funny because Felix says, Elon Musk, I'd love to interview you and get your entire opinion on the Butch and Sonny situation and how you and SpaceX have offered to help. My DMs are open to arrange a date and time, which I do not think that Elon is going to go for that based on that exchange. But, you know, I would also love to interview Elon and get the full story because clearly from everything he's saying, we have not gotten the full story. And then Dr. Phil Metzger also chimed in, who's been on Ellie in Space a few times. He was responding to Andreas's claim about Elon lying, and he said, I think there's some nuance here. If you ask NASA, I think they'll say they declined Elon's offer to bring back the crew earlier because of the $250 million cost of an additional Dragon crewed flight is outside their budget, requiring new funds appropriated by Congress. But also the political optics of NASA's decisions are, of course, always at the forefront. NASA has to keep a coalition of satisfied members of Congress. An overt embarrassment to Boeing would have political pushback, and members of Congress would tell NASA they can't have new funds, so get it done with the existing appropriation, which is exactly what they're doing.
And which is exactly what Elon said. It's exactly what Elon Musk said. So once again, you have the government abandoning. They abandoned those astronauts up there. Why? Because they couldn't go? Or because we don't have the technology to get them back? No. Money and optics. I would argue that it's not even the money. Because if it's the money, why mention the optics? If it's the money, why mention the negative impact it's going to have on the image of Boeing and NASA? Hey, we just don't have the money. It's not that we can't do it. We just don't have the money. NASA couldn't do it. At the end of the day, they were like, look, we're going to bring you back, but we're going to basically bring you back in the same type of shuttle that got you stranded up there. So we're going to send another faulty shuttle up to the International Space Station. You guys are going to get on another faulty shuttle, just like the one that we wouldn't let you come back on, with the same hydrogen leaks and all that it had. And we're just going to cross our fingers and pray that this thing doesn't explode upon reentry. That was their solution. And Elon's like, hey guys, I'm here with the superior craft that can get it done. And they're like, nah, man, we good. We don't need your help. But finally, they capitulated. Finally, they agreed. Finally, when they knew that their political future, their political goose was cooked, they decided, all right, I guess we could let Elon bring them back. And that's exactly what he did.
Standing by for initial contact of Dragon to the International Space Station.
Onishi, the first Crew 10 astronaut through the hatch, followed by Peskov, Nicole Ayers, the first of the Fly's newest class of astronauts to enter, and last commander of Crew 10, Anne McLean.
I mean, what happened to America? We used to celebrate things like this. We had to watch a boring ass movie called Apollo 13 about an astronaut crew being rescued in space and pretend to like it because it highlighted American ingenuity, perseverance, dedication, and unity. Now, I go in the coffee shop yesterday. I'm asking the little white girl who's working in there. I say, hey, isn't it so cool that Elon Musk was able to bring the stranded astronauts home because they finally made it home? She told me she doesn't know because she doesn't like Elon Musk because he basically bought out our government and he's a Russian pawn. And Donald Trump is a Russian agent. I said, okay, I get that you're crazy, but isn't it cool that he rescued those Americans that were stranded? And she said, no comment. It's just like Tucker Carlson said in his speech at the Trump rally in Madison Square Garden. These people are incredibly unimpressive, but they want to force you into saying that they're amazing. But you refuse to say it because you see amazing people like those astronauts, amazing people like Elon Musk doing extraordinary things that these cowards would never do. Not only will they not do it, they won't push and insist that the people who can do it, do it. They're incredibly unimpressive. They're incredibly mediocre. So their job has become to force you to make them seem more impressive than they really are. And it's disgusting. And this mindset has infiltrated the American political space. And it's trickled down from the American political space down into the American society. Now people are celebrated for being mediocre. People are celebrated for what they can't do as opposed to being celebrated for what they can do. I'm telling you, people on welfare and food stamps are like celebrities these days, which makes everyone else ask, why the hell am I working so hard? Why am I working so hard to be special or to stand out? When all I get for my hard work is negativity, negative blowback from a bunch of people who don't value hard work, dedication, commitment. It's just crazy to me how our society has changed. We used to watch movies and read stories about people who overcame insurmountable odds and did things no one thought was humanly possible. Now, if you dare challenge somebody to be better than they think they can be, you're a bigot. You're a racist. You're intolerant. You must have voted for Donald Trump. And the whole time I'm just confused. Thank you guys for watching this. I appreciate you. Stand with me for this little juicy tidbit on the back of this video. I'm going to slice this off the back of this video and I'm going to post it as its own independent short form recording. So those of you, all the people who weren't here tonight to hear it with us, they'll have a chance. You know, some people just want that quick hit. Some people just want that quick hit. And whatever they want, I'm going to give it to them. I appreciate every single thing you do for this channel. It's always a pleasure to be here with you. There's so many things I want to say, but there's so little time to say them. Until the next time, take care of yourselves, but most importantly, please take care of each other.